Hello friends and welcome to DigiiMento. So we will continue our discussion on Unit 10, that is Policies, Governance and Administration. So yesterday I had to stop the class early. So today we will try to compensate that as well. So let's begin, and if anybody is attending the classes now, anybody join the live, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, so we will start. We will quickly start as at least 4 or 5 of you join the classes. So let me know in the comment section if you are watching the classes already. So yeah, now this is our channel, and if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe, and also do not forget to press the bell icon before you move on, so you will get all the notifications. And if you are preparing for GATE, NTA, UGC NET or PGT Computer Science, you can avail our online classes. So we are providing you the online classes. The details of the online classes are available on our website. So this is our website, www.digiiMento.com, or you can call to this number for getting more details about the online classes that we provide. Okay, so this is about the online classes. So let's quickly start. Before that, let me know if you have joined the session. If you are attending the session, let me know. Hi Manish, hi Rani, hi Arjun. So good evening everyone. So we will start. We have already finished about the basic facts about Constitution. Then we discussed about various sources of our Constitution. Then we discussed about the Preamble, fundamental rights. Then we discussed about the directive principles of state policy and the fundamental duties. Then list of fundamental duties. Then we discussed about the Union Executive, starting from President, then Vice President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers. Then we discussed about Union Legislature, that is the Lok Sabha. We discussed about the Speaker of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. And then we also discussed about the State Legislature, State Executive. So head of the State Executive being the Governor. Then we came to State Legislature. We discussed about state legislature having bicameral legislation and unicameral. So I think this is where we stopped yesterday, and yesterday I could not really well explain the state legislature. So we will start with this, because I remember I was very much disturbed yesterday. So I was not able to really well explain this state legislature. So we will start with that. So hello Nazrina, hi Josephine, hi Swati, hi Lipika, good evening everyone. So let's start. Okay. So today starting from the state legislature. So as we said, the state legislature are of two types. It can be either unicameral, so unicameral legislature, or bicameral legislature. So unicameral or bicameral. Now what is meant by unicameral? Unicameral means having only one house, and bicameral means having two houses. So unicameral and bicameral. So this is with regard to state legislature. So it can be either unicameral or bicameral. So some of the states are having unicameral legislature, that is only one house. Now in case if a state legislature is having only one house, if it is unicameral, then it will be a legislative assembly. So legislative assembly is compulsory, whereas legislative council is not compulsory. It is voluntary, the decision of the states. Now the legislative assembly is very much similar to that of Lok Sabha. And how it is similar? Because here direct elections take place. So direct elections means people will elect their representatives directly through direct elections. So in case of those states having a unicameral legislature, only one house is there, and that one house will be the state legislative assembly, where the legislators or the MLAs, we call them the MLAs, member of the state legislative assembly. So MLAs are elected directly. So they have the state legislative assembly. Now there are some states which are bicameral. Bicameral means having two houses. So two houses. So the second house will be the legislative council. So if it is just one house, it is definitely the legislative assembly. Then the second house, in case of having bicameral legislature, the second house is the legislative council. Legislative council. So these are those states which are having a bicameral legislature in India. Only very few states have bicameral legislature. So they are Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar and Maharashtra. So these are the states. You can remember it this way. Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, they are neighbors. Okay. Then Karnataka and Maharashtra, they are again neighbors. Then Bihar and Madhya Pradesh are also neighbors. So you can remember it this way. So only 6 states are having bicameral legislature, that is both the houses. One is the legislative assembly, which is compulsory for all states. Next is the legislative council. Now the legislative assembly, as we said, it's very much similar to that of Lok Sabha, because here direct elections takes place. So direct elections, or the people directly choose their representatives. Now the legislative council is very much similar to Rajya Sabha, the upper house, because here in legislative council indirect elections takes place. So indirect elections, that means people do not elect their representatives directly, but rather what they do, the elected representatives select their members to the legislative council. That is why legislative council is analogous or similar to Rajya Sabha, whereas the legislative assembly is equivalent to the Lok Sabha. Okay, I hope this much is clear for you. Yesterday I was not able to explain this very well. So that's why I have taken 2-3 minutes to explain this now. So I hope this much is clear for you. If you have any doubts till whatever we have discussed now, you can let me know. So we will continue. Next we are coming to the Indian judicial system. But before that, do you have any doubts with regard to union executive, state executive, union legislature and state legislature? Please put it in the comment section. Just take some 30 seconds and put it in the comment section so that we will clarify them and go. So any doubts? Otherwise we will move to Indian judicial system. Clear. Okay, let's continue. Now we will come to the Indian judicial system. So here we have the courts and judicial system. So first we have to discuss about the Supreme Court. So yeah, clear for everyone. So Supreme Court. So Supreme Court is the apex judicial institution in the country. So this is the apex judicial institution. Apart from being the apex judicial institution, some more features of the Supreme Court or some more characteristics of the Supreme Court. One is that Supreme Court is the guardian of the constitution. So guardian means protector. Guardian of Indian constitution, our constitution. What is meant by guardian? Guardian means protector. So protecting the constitution. How protection of constitution is ensured? It is ensured in the sense that the constitutional principles, we have already discussed about the constitutional principles of secularism, of equality, liberty. So Supreme Court has the responsibility to see that these constitutional principles are followed, or these constitutional principles are adhered to. So that is why Supreme Court is called the guardian of our constitution. So it is the guardian of the constitution. Second important point regarding the Supreme Court with relation to constitution is that it is the interpreter of the constitution. So what is meant by interpreter of the constitution? So interpreter of the constitution means that there are various constitutional principles given. Now the constitution does not explain each and everything. So the constitution's duty is to provide the basic principles. Now how to interpret these principles, or how to bring that principles into daily or real life context, this is the duty of the Supreme Court. Okay, now I'll give you an example. We have Article 21. So under Article 21, the Constitution has clarified that we have a basic fundamental right to life and personal liberty. So life and personal liberty. So this is a fundamental right. So this is given by the Constitution under Article 21. Now, how to bring it into your real life? Now, right to privacy. So Constitution has not mentioned anything about right to privacy, or in the fundamental rights this word privacy has not been used. Now this question has arisen whether privacy is a fundamental right or not. So who will give the answer whether privacy is a fundamental right or not? The Supreme Court will give the answer. So Supreme Court will interpret this privacy in terms of Constitution, and based on that, in this example, based on the interpretation of Supreme Court, the Supreme Court clarified that right to privacy is a fundamental right under Article 21. See, under Article 21, the Constitution has just provided that right to life and personal liberty is a fundamental right. Now, what is personal liberty, or what all can come under the purview of personal liberty? This has to be clarified by the Supreme Court, being the interpreter of the Constitution. The Supreme Court is responsible to interpret the Constitution. I hope you got this point. So, these are two very important things that we have to remember about our Supreme Court. One is that it is the interpreter of the Constitution, and second one is that it is the guardian of our Constitution. So guardian and interpreter of the Constitution. So these are two very important things that we need to remember in the context of Supreme Court. Now let's come to the details. Supreme Court is the apex of the judicial system in India. So apex means the head of all the judicial system in India, or the head of judicial institutions in India is the Supreme Court. So it means that Supreme Court is the last resort for any appeal. Okay. Now, the Supreme Court comprises, the composition of the Supreme Court consists of a CJI, that is a Chief Justice of India, and 33 other judges. So, there are total 34 judges in the Supreme Court, and one is the CJI. CJI means Chief Justice of India. Now, how is the CJI selected from or among the judges? The senior most judge of the Supreme Court. So, senior most judge of the Supreme Court is selected or elected as the CJI, or the Chief Justice of India. So, senior most judge of the Supreme Court becomes the Chief Justice of India. Now, the retirement age of judges. Judges may retire on attaining the age of 65 years. So, 65 years is the age of retirement for the Supreme Court judges. Okay. So, age of retirement is 65 years. Now, the only grounds upon which a Supreme Court judge can be removed are proven misbehavior and incapacity. So, it is, this is the ground for removal. So, removal of judges. Grounds for removal of Supreme Court judges. So, what are the grounds? It is proved misbehavior or incapacity. Now, very recent example is the previous Supreme Court Judge of India, that is Ranjan Gogoi, Justice Ranjan Gogoi. So, a resolution was moved in the Lok Sabha against Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi, to remove him from the office. But this resolution was not passed, but I was just giving you an example. So, these are the grounds on which a Supreme Court judge can be removed on basis of proved misbehavior and incapacity. Again, the process of removal is very difficult because it also requires a special majority from both the houses of the Parliament. So, Parliament has the final say in that. Okay. Now, we have seen about Supreme Court. Now, we will come to our High Courts. So, High Court is in the state level. So, High Court, High Court is the highest or the apex court in every state. So, state level, the highest judicial institution is the High Court. State level, highest judicial institution is the High Courts. Okay. So, it is the head of the judiciary in each state. It comprises of Chief Justice and number of other judges as may be decided by the President. Now, in case of Supreme Court, we have seen that the number of judges in the Supreme Court are fixed. It is 33 plus the CJI. So, it is fixed. Now, in case of High Court, the number of judges, there is a Chief Justice for every High Court. Apart from the Chief Justice, the other judges of the High Court, they are decided by the President. So, depending on the state, means depending on the strength, that is, there may be very large states, small states. So, depending on the size of the state and the population and other factors, the President of India will decide how many judges are needed in a particular state. So, the number of judges in a state High Court is decided by the President. Now, I'll just take up some comments. Sumati, good evening. It's okay, Sumati, no issues. Okay, anyway, you joined. Arjun, removal of judge also consider as another court case. No, Arjun, removal of judge is not a judicial procedure. It's actually a parliamentary procedure because parliament takes action against the judges. It's not the judiciary. Okay. Now, the High Court enjoys jurisdiction over the territorial limits of the state and has the power for superintendence and control over all courts and tribunals in that area. Now, this is regarding the jurisdiction of the High Courts. So, jurisdiction of the High Court. So, the jurisdiction of the High Court, it is within the territorial limits of a state. So, the jurisdiction of the High Courts are within the territorial limits of a state, and also the High Courts, they have the control and power over the other courts and tribunals in that state. So, for example, in every state there must be various tribunals or other lower courts. So, the lower courts plus the tribunals in that state, it comes under the jurisdiction of the High Court. In case of High Court, the judges retire at the age of 62 years, whereas in case of Supreme Court, we have seen that the judges will retire only at the age of 65 years. Okay, so 62 here and 65 there. So, this is some aspects related to our parliament and all. So, some of the important aspects or some of the important terms and terminologies related to our parliament, this also we will discuss. So, with that we will come to an end to the parliament, constitution and all. Then we will come to government bodies, which is again a very important topic given in your syllabus. So, next we will discuss about some terms related to the parliament, etc. So, first we will come to what is called a lame duck government. What is meant by lame duck government? So, lame duck government means it's defined as the government which has lost the motion of no confidence in the Lok Sabha and does not have the constitutional authority to run the government. Still, on being asked by the President, such a government has to continue until alternative arrangements are made. Now, the term lame duck. Lame duck means what is the exact meaning? Lame duck means shameful government. So, what is a lame duck government? It means that a government which has lost the confidence in the lower house, in the Lok Sabha. So, if a particular government, if a government loses confidence in the Lok Sabha or lower house, loses confidence in the Lok Sabha, then the government will have to be removed. So, this will lead to the removal of the government. That is why the Council of Ministers are held responsible to the lower house or the Lok Sabha. So, if in the Lok Sabha, the government loses its majority or the confidence of Lok Sabha, then the government has to resign. So, it is done through a no confidence motion. So, if the no confidence motion is passed in the parliament against a government, then the government has to resign or the government needs to be removed. Now, what happens in that case? the president will ask, or the president can ask that particular government to continue until a new government is formed. But basically they do not enjoy any power. So they are not able to get the confidence of the Lok Sabha, or they are not able to grant or get the confidence of the lower house, but they are continuing in power just because the president has asked them to continue until the new government comes in. So it's like, what is that example? Suppose for example, let it be, I'll give you a very small example from your daily life. Suppose you have a property, a house. So you have a property or a house in which you live. Now you have sold this house to a third party, to another person, ABC. So ABC has given you all the payment. Okay. But ABC is in some other place, and maybe in 3 weeks or maybe in 1 month only the ABC will come and occupy the house. So ABC has told you that you can continue to stay in the house until I come back. So you have this 1 month period, but the property registration is done in the name of ABC, and you have received all the payment and all. So you do not have any stake in the house, but you just stay in the house for that particular period until the ABC comes back. So the same is the situation, and no confidence motion has been passed in the parliament, and the government has no authority or no say in the governance, but still the it continues. Why? Because the president has asked them to continue until the new government is formed. So this is called a lame duck government. So they do not enjoy any power in the parliament or in the Lok Sabha, but they are continuing until the new alternative arrangements is made. So this is called a lame duck government. Now next is a cut motion. Cut motion is a motion moved to effect a cut in the annual budget. So this is to reduce the expenditure. So cut motion, it's basically in order to cut down the expenditure in the annual budget. Okay. Then 0 hour, it's also a very important term. It was in the news also recently. So 0 hour, it is that time during the parliamentary proceedings in a day when any matter of urgent national importance is discussed without any prior notice. So 0 hour is soon after the question hour. So first the parliament starts with the question hour. We will discuss about the type of questions asked in the parliament. We will see what are the questions and what are the replies given. Then after the question hour, before the parliament session begins, we have the 0 hour. Now, what is this 0 hour? 0 hour is this particular hour when any urgent importance, any matter of urgent importance is discussed in the parliament without any prior notice. But in case of question hour, questions can be asked against any minister, or questions can be asked to anyone in the government. But the thing is that the questions, it needs to be given in prior. So a prior permission of the speaker in case of Lok Sabha, and chairman in case of Rajya Sabha is needed for raising the questions during the question hour. Whereas in case of 0 hour, there is no need for prior permission. If there is anything that is of urgent importance, the members can raise the questions without any prior notice in the question hour. 0 hour. So that is the difference. Now let's come to the question hour. So in question hour, there are mainly 2 questions. One is starred question. Another one is unstarred question. So starred question and unstarred question. So starred question means the answers to which has to be given orally by the minister. So starred questions, there are certain starred questions, and these questions are asked to the ministers. Now the ministers has to give a oral reply for this starred questions. Now another feature of the starred question is that subsequent questions can be followed, which means suppose a member asks a question to the minister. So minister will give an oral reply, and as a after the oral reply is given, if there is any more questions to be asked, then the continuation can be done, or subsequent questions can be asked or followed. Now, what is unstarred questions? Unstarred questions in which the answers are given in writing to the parliament by the ministers. So, in case of unstarred questions, the ministers will give a answer in writing. Here, ministers will not give an oral reply. They will give a reply in writing. And here, another important feature is that no subsequent questions can be followed. So, after this question is being asked, written reply is given. So, no more further questions can be asked based on that. Okay. So, this is the basic difference. Next is vote on account. So, vote on account is, it is passed without discussions pending final approval by the parliament if money is required urgently. So, vote on account means if for any reason money is required urgently, then money can be raised. So, this is vote on account. Next one is guillotine motion. So, guillotine motion, it's a motion. It is said to be guillotined if it is passed without any further discussion on it in the parliament in the view of urgency of the issue under the question. So, guillotine motion means a motion which is passed in the parliament without much discussions. So, I'll just write down. Motion passed in the parliament without much discussions. And why without much discussions? It may be of some matters of urgent importance. So, because of the urgency of the cases, these motions are passed in the parliament without deliberation and much discussions. So, this is called a guillotine motion. Okay. I hope you got it. Any doubts from whatever you have we have learned till now? You can put it. Okay. Next is filibuster. So, it is a person who, in order to block the passage of a bill in the parliament, makes a long speech just before voting is going to take place. So, filibuster means a person. Mostly it will be from opposition only, because the government, the members from the government ruling party will always want the bill to be passed in the parliament. So, filibuster means a person who will make a very long speech in the parliament so that the speech gets prolonged, and the speech will take place just before voting of a bill takes place, so that the speech will continue and by then the time would have ended. So, the bill will not be put to vote. So, that person is called a filibuster. Okay. Next is whip. Whip is a term which you must have definitely heard. It was in news for many reasons. So, a whip is a person who regulates the presence and conduct of the members of a particular political party. So, whip means a person who will regulate, or who will like in debate there is a moderator, or so such a way, a whip is a person who will regulate the presence and the conduct of the members of a political party, which means for every political party there will be a whip. So, whip, a person representing the political party, and this person of the political party must be a senior leader. So, political party, and this person shall be responsible for regulating the presence and the conduct of the members in the parliament from their political party. Okay. So, this is all about the parliament constitution and all. So, if you have any doubts, I think we will discuss that and then move forward. So, let me know if you have any doubts. Okay. So, I hope there are no doubts. Let's continue. No doubts. Manish, Rani, Lipika, no doubts. Okay. So, we will take up the next topic, that is important government bodies in India. So, this is again a topic which has been mentioned in the syllabus particularly. So, I was just, I'm sorry. Okay. I was just going through the previous year questions to make the questions for you. So, I found out that there were many questions from this topic, important government bodies. So, we will come to it. Important government bodies, then again very important topic. Okay. So we will start with Election Commission. Election Commission is a constitutional body. Now we need to understand what is meant by constitutional body. So what is a constitutional body? Constitutional body means any body which has been mentioned in the constitution. First have been mentioned in the constitution. Secondly, it should derive its powers from the constitution, which means the powers of the body, the functions of the body, the role of the body should be mentioned in the constitution. So they derive the power from the constitution. Okay, derive the powers from the constitution, and they are mentioned in the constitution, and they derive the powers from the constitution. So Election Commission is the first body that we will be discussing. Election Commission is a permanent, it's an independent body. Independent means it is not dependent upon the legislature or the executive. That's very important, because the Election Commission's responsibility is to conduct free and fair elections. So if they are dependent upon executive and legislature, they cannot be impartial. So they are independent body. It is established by the Constitution of India. That's why it's a constitutional body, directly to ensure free and fair elections in the country. So this is the most important function of Election Commission. So the most important function or the purpose of Election Commission is to ensure free and fair elections in the country. It ensures free and fair elections. Now, elections, with regard to elections, elections are the backbone of our constitution or backbone of our democratic system. So, elections are the backbone of our democratic system. Okay. Now, the Election Commission, the constitution provides that the power of superintendence and direction and control of elections to the parliament, state legislatures, the office of president and office of vice president has to be carried out by the Election Commission of India. So, which all elections come under the jurisdiction of the Election Commission of India? First one, the elections to the parliament. So, parliament definitely means the election to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So, not just Lok Sabha. So, elections to Lok Sabha, elections to Rajya Sabha. Then state legislature, both the legislative assembly and legislative council. So state legislatures, the office of President of India, elections to the office of President of India and the office of Vice President of India. So elections to all these comes under the jurisdiction of the Election Commission of India, ECI. Now, composition of ECI. So, next is regarding the composition of ECI. So, composition of ECI. Election Commission comprises or consists of one CEC, Chief Election Commissioner, plus two other election commissioners. So, total is 3. So, there are 3 members in the Election Commission. One is the Chief Election Commissioner. Then there are 2 election commissioners. Okay, so this is regarding the composition of the Election Commission. Next one is the Union Public Service Commission. So this is another very important body. So Union Public Service Commission is called the watchdog of the merit system. Watchdog of the merit system. In the country. So, watchdog of the merit system in the country. Okay. So, Union Public Service Commission comes under Article 315. It is the watchdog of the merit system in the country. It was set up in October 1st, 1926. That is before the independence. So, UPSC was set up before the independence. And UPSC, the commission consists of a chairman and 10 members. So, total composition is 11 members. So, 11 members, chairman plus 10 other members. So, this is the composition of the UPSC. So chairman plus 10 members. So chairman and the members of the commission hold office for a term of 6 years. So this is the term of office. So chairman and the members of the commission, they hold the office for a term of 6 years or until they attain the age of 65 years. So either 6 years or 65, whichever is earlier. So this is the retirement. Now, the main function of the UPSC is to recruitment to services and post under the union government through conduct of competitive exams. So, UPSC conducts various competitive exams to fill the vacancies under the union government, and the most important exam that is conducted by the UPSC is the civil services examination. So, this is the most important exam conducted by UPSC. Okay. So, that is why it is also called the watchdog of the merit system. So, watchdog of merit system. Why? Because the merit system, through competitive examination, the meritorious students or meritorious candidates are selected to various important posts of the union government. So, that is why UPSC is called the watchdog of the merit system. Next is the State Public Service Commission. And we also have joint public service commissions. So, we will complete that also today. Okay, State Public Service Commission is very much similar to UPSC, but they function at the state level. So, this is at the state level. So, state PSCs, we call them as PSC, Public Service Commissions. And again, it consists of a chairman and other members appointed by the governor of the state, but they can be removed only by the president. So here appointment is done by the governor. Now the removal is done by the president. So removed by the president and appointed by the governor. And the chairman and the members of the commission, they again hold a term of 6 years or until 62. In case of UPSC, it was 65. Now here it's 62 and 6 years. So UPSC similar, 6 years or 65, whichever is earlier. So really sorry, sorry for the issue. So State Public Service Commission is at the state level. Now we have the JPSCs. Joint Public Service Commissions. So JPSCs or the Joint Public Service Commission, they are jointly for 2 or more states. So the JPSCs are jointly for more than 2 states. Now am I audible to you? Is everything fine now? Please let me know if it's okay. So, am I audible? Okay. So, JPSCs or the Joint State Public Service Commissions, they are for 2 or more states, and it is created by an act of parliament on the request of state legislatures concerned. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah. JPSCs are then created by the parliament. Now, for example, 2 or 3 states, especially neighboring states. Let's take, for example, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. These are neighboring states. So, these 3 states, they want a JPSC or a Joint Public Service Commission. Okay, my audio is not, my video is not seen. I'll just see. Okay. Okay, it's just 2-3 more minutes, Lipika. Let's continue like this. I think there is some technical issue. Let's see. Okay. So, suppose for example, 2-3 states, like for example, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, which are neighboring states, they need a joint public service commission. In that case, they can request the parliament. So, parliament has to establish the joint public service commission. Okay. So, this is given. Now, some doubts. Which judge retires at 65 and 62? Okay, I'll come to it. So, at the age of 65, the judges of the Supreme Court, and at the age of 62, the judges of the High Court retires. So, it is the Supreme Court judges at the age of 65 and High Court judges at the age of 62. Okay, so that is all. Next we have Finance Commission, but it's a very lengthy thing to be discussed. A little bit is there. So tomorrow we will take up Finance Commission, CAG, Attorney General, Solicitor General of India, NHRC, CVC, Niti Aayog, CBI. So this is all regarding the bodies which we will discuss tomorrow. I'll try to finish it off tomorrow, the important bodies. Ma'am, I did not got the concept of 6 years and 65. Okay, I'll just explain that. Okay, Rani has asked me this doubt. Okay, so we will just explain that and then wind up. Now, for example, a judge is 58 years when the judge got appointed as the judge of Supreme Court. So, at the age of 58, a particular justice ABC got appointed. Now, after 6 years, he will be 64. Okay. So, what will happen? At the age of 64 itself, he will retire because he has completed the term of 6 years. Now, for example, another judge, he became a Supreme Court judge at the age of 62. Now, at the age of 65 itself, he will retire. He will only serve for 3 years because the upper age limit is 65. So, this is it. I hope now it's clear for you. So, either 6 years or 65, whichever is earlier. So, if a judge enters into the Supreme Court as a judge, like for example 58 or 57 years, he will be only less than 65 when he retires. So, judges can retire even before 65 years if they complete a term of 6 years, or even before completing the term of 6 years, they can retire if they are 65 years old. So, I hope this is clear now, Rani. So, any other doubts, anything else is there? Let me know. Okay. Manish Mohan, it's my first time here. Very good class, ma'am. Thank you so much, Manish. I hope you will continue watching our classes every day at 8 o'clock. So, we have the live session at 8 p.m. every day until further notice. Okay, I hope you will watch it. Okay, Rani, yes, clear the concept. Thank you so much, Rani. If you like this video, please do share it with your friends also. I hope to see you again tomorrow, the same time, 8 o'clock. Take care, study well. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hello friends and welcome to DigiiMento. So let's begin today's lecture. So we will be continuing with this module, that is policies, governance and administration. So mostly I will try to finish this module, this unit by today. So the last module, we were already into the last module, that is the important government schemes. So we were already into this. So today I will try to finish it. If not, by tomorrow maximum, I will try to finish all the important government schemes, and with that we will come to the end of unit 10. Okay, unit 10. So after that we will take up the previous year questions and then research methodology. So let's begin. But before that, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. And also please press the bell icon for receiving the notifications. And if you are preparing for GATE, NTA, UGC NET or PGT Computer Science, you can avail our online classes, online courses. And for more details of the online classes, you can visit our website, that is www.digiimento.com, or you can call to this number for getting more details about the online classes that we provide. Okay. Now, let's come to the topic. And if you are attending the classes, let me know. Send me a hi, hello in the comment section so that I'll know that you are attending the classes. Okay. Are you able to hear me? Is everything all right? Are you able to hear me? Okay. So, hi Manish, hi Vanaja. So I hope everything is fine, and if you are able to hear me, if I'm audible, please let me know. And also, if you are attending the session, please send me a hi, hello. Okay. So this was about the constitution. So if you have any doubt also, let me know. Okay. Hi Sumati, good evening. Only 3. Anybody else attending the class, then let me know. Okay. So yeah, we will just quickly start. Okay. Then we discussed about DPSP, fundamental duties, list of fundamental duty, president, vice president, prime minister, council of ministers, union legislature, state executive, state legislature, Indian judicial system, high courts, important terms, important government bodies. Okay. Yeah. So we were discussing about the important government schemes and policies. So let's see. We have completed MGNREGA, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinjai Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, Janani Suraksha Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandana Yojana, Stand Up India, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana we have completed, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Make in India. Yeah, this also we discussed. Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Shrammev Jayate Yojana. So we have finished till here. So let's see. So anybody else who are attending the classes, let me know. Okay, in the comment section, let me know. Put a comment so that I'll know that you are attending the classes. Now, next we will take up Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, which is again a very important scheme initiative of the government of India. Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. So this is to increase the sex ratio, female sex ratio, and this was launched in 2014 October. And what is the purpose or what is the objective of this scheme? The objective is to address the issue of declining child sex ratio. So what is meant by sex ratio? Sex ratio means the ratio or the percentage of women is to men, or we can put it like this, female is to male. So this is sex ratio. So the number of female for every 100 male. So sorry, 1000 male or 100 male. Yeah. So this is sex ratio. So declining sex ratio. So to address the issue of declining sex ratio, which means that as a percentage of male, the percentage of female is decreasing. So decreasing percentage of female. And what is the reason? The reason is selective sex, or we can say selective abortion. If the baby fetus is a female, then there is a tendency for abortion. So this is called sex selection, selective sex. So to address the issue of declining child sex ratio, the government of India launched this program called Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. This is actually a kind of, we cannot say that this is just a kind of scheme. It is more of a kind of awareness program, and there are various initiatives. Definitely various incentives are given for female children and the parents of female children, but definitely the purpose is also to create awareness among the population regarding the sex ratio. So the purpose of the scheme is to address the issue of declining sex ratio, and this is a joint initiative of the Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and the Ministry of Human Resource Development. So this is the scheme. Okay, so this is how the ministries are participating in the scheme. So Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the Ministry of Human Resource Development. So these are the three ministries who are jointly implementing this scheme. Now it is implemented through a national campaign and it is focused multi-sector action in 100 selected districts with low CSR. Now this is a national campaign. Campaign means to create awareness. So this is implemented through a national campaign and it is a focused multi-sector action. Multi-sector means more than one sector. Now why? It can be in the sectors of health. Okay, that's why three different ministries are involved. So sectors like health, education, skill development, etc. So it's a multi-sectoral action, which means more than one sector is involved or focus area is more than one. Now which are the districts that will be benefited? That is, it will be first implemented in 100 selected districts, and these selected districts, on what basis is a selection done? So these districts, these 100 districts are selected on the basis of their CSR or this is not the corporate social responsibility, but this is child sex ratio. Okay, so those states, those districts having lesser child sex ratio, these 100 districts will be selected, covering all the states and union territories. So in these 100 districts, already the child sex ratio is very low. That's why the focus has been given, or implementation, the first phase will be in these 100 districts. Okay, I hope this is clear for you. Now Puvidi, hi, good evening. Hi Arjun, good evening. So today why the numbers are less? Only 8 people are watching. What happened? Very less numbers. Okay. Now next we are coming to Amrit scheme. So Amrit is Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. So this is called the Amrit scheme. So earlier this scheme was known as Genram. So Genram was Jawaharlal Nehru National Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Management. Okay, so that was Genram. So Genram is now replaced by Amrit. So Amrit is Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. So it was started in June 2015. So Amrit scheme was started in 2015 June. So earlier we had Genram, but even though we had Genram, Amrit is a little bit different from Genram. Okay, so certain modifications are made to Genram. So modifications made to Genram, and then now it is renamed as Amrit with certain modifications in the earlier one, that is Genram. Now the focus of Amrit is to establish infrastructure. So establish infrastructure that could ensure adequate, robust sewerage networks and water supply for urban transformation. So overall development of the urban area. Overall development of the urban areas. So this is the purpose. So focus is to establish infrastructure that could ensure adequate, robust sewerage networks and water supply for urban transformation, and to enable better living and drive economic growth. Better living means better living conditions or better standard of living. So better standard of living. Better living and drive economic growth, to increase the economic growth. Economic growth, as we have already discussed, it's measured in terms of GDP, gross domestic product. So to drive economic growth, that is to ensure growth in terms of GDP. Stressing on the need for people-centric urban planning and development. So the stress, that is the focus, is given on people-centric urban planning and development. Now, what is meant by people-centric urban planning and development? It means that people, so people are the focus. So people-centric urban planning and development. Okay. And Rajasthan was the first state in the country to submit state annual action plan under the Amrit. So Rajasthan, this can also be asked in the exam. So remember this point, that Rajasthan was the first state in the country to submit a state annual action plan under the Amrit. Okay. So Rajasthan was the first state. Now, next we will come to the Mudra scheme. So, Mudra scheme is Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency Limited. So, Mudra scheme is Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency. So, this is to provide funding to the non-corporate, non-farm sector income generating activities of micro and small enterprises whose credit needs are below 10 lakh. So micro. So as the name Mudra suggests, so it is Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency. So basically micro credit is provided. Micro credit or small loans. What is meant by micro credit? Micro credit means the credit facility under which the amount or the loan amount will be less. So this is called micro credit. Okay. So under the Mudra Yojana, the purpose is to provide funding to non-corporate. Means what is meant by non-corporate? Corporates, we know who are corporates. So they are very well off. So non-corporate, non-farm sector. This is very important. Non-farm sector, which means agricultural sector cannot avail loans under the Mudra Yojana. So non-corporate, non-farm sector income generating activities, that is business or economic activities of micro and small enterprises, and whose credit limits are less than 10 lakh. This means that under the Mudra Yojana, the maximum amount of loan that can be provided is 10 lakh rupees. So 10 lakh is the maximum amount of loans that can be provided under the Mudra Yojana. Now, Mudra Yojana, again, it can be subdivided into three categories. One is Shishu, second one is Kishore, and the third one is Tarun. So, Shishu means it covers loans up to 50,000 rupees. So, Shishu means those loans up to 50,000. Now, Kishore means covering loans above 50,000 and up to 5 lakh. So, from 50k to 5 lakh. Then we have the third category, that is Tarun. It covers loans above 5 lakh and up to 10 lakh. So, loans between 5 lakh to 10 lakh is covered under the Tarun. So, these are the things. Okay. Hi Rani. Hi Nasrina. What happened? Why are you late today? It's okay, but still asking you. Why very less number of people are online today? Only 9 are there. What happened? Usually we have like around 10 and all. So, what happened? Okay. Now, next is National Urban Livelihood Mission. Okay. Sumati has commented, tomorrow all will attend. What happened? Today any particular issue? Okay. Rani was having a dental appointment, so got late. It's okay, Rani. You remember last week, for one entire week, I had dental appointments. And it's like that. When we get like some tooth issue, then you have to spend a lot of time for that. So, hi Das. Now my daughter also started getting cavities on her teeth. So I tell her that it's very painful, so you have to brush, but she'll not listen. So she also started getting cavity issues now. Okay. Hi Das. So hello. Now let's continue. Next is Urban Livelihood Mission, National Urban Livelihood Mission. Arjun, everyone have dental appointment. Okay. Okay, next let's see National Urban Livelihood Mission. Okay. So this is NULM. Now it was started in 2013. So earlier we had the Swarna Jayanti Shahari Rozgar Yojana. Shahari means urban. So Shahari Rozgar Yojana earlier we had the Swarna Jayanti Shahari Rozgar Yojana. It is restructured. That means certain changes have been made to this Swarna Jayanti Shahari Rozgar Yojana, and now it is renamed as National Urban Livelihood Mission with some changes, with some modifications. So this is a flagship program of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Okay. Now let's see what is the objective of the scheme. It will reduce the poverty. So it will reduce the poverty of urban poor households, especially the street vendors who constitute an important segment of the urban poor, by enabling them to access gainful self-employment and skilled wage employment opportunities. So this is the purpose. Okay. So the purpose is to reduce poverty among the urban poor households. Because in rural area we have other schemes like MG and REG and all. So the purpose of National Urban Livelihood Mission is to reduce the poverty of urban poor households, especially the street vendors, because they constitute a major segment of the urban poor. The street vendors, they constitute a major segment of urban poor. And how it is done? By enabling them to engage in gainful self-employment, that is enabling them to take up some self-employment activities, and skill wage employment opportunities are provided to them. So one is self-employment, they can take up their own economic activities, and also opportunities will be provided for skilled wage employment. Okay, self-employment and wage employment. So these are the two things. So Rani commented, take care of her. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so this is about the National Urban Livelihood Mission. Next we have Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So the term Kaushal means skill. So this scheme is dedicated for skill development. So Kaushal Vikas Yojana or skill development scheme. So this is the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. This is a flagship scheme of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So skill development and entrepreneurship. This is the ministry. Okay. Kaushal Vikas Yojana, flagship scheme of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. And the purpose is to enable a large number of Indian youth to take up industry related skill training that will help in securing a better livelihood. So the purpose of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, this is to enable large number of Indian youth to take up industry relevant skill training. So industry relevant means to meet the demand of the industries. To meet the demand of the industry. That will help them to secure a better livelihood. Puviri, Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. Oh, okay. Sorry. That is not Urban Affairs. It's Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. Sorry. Yes. Thank you so much, Puri. Thank you for that input. Okay, thanks a lot. Now, individuals with prior learning experience or skills will be assessed and certified under recognition of prior learning. So, this is how the scheme is carried out. Okay, the individuals with prior learning experience. So individuals with prior learning experience or skills will be assessed and certified under the recognition of prior learning. Okay. Next is Smart City Mission. Smart City Mission, it is urban renewal and retrofitting program by the government of India. Again, Smart City Mission is also an urban mission. Okay. It is undertaken by Ministry of Urban Development. So, Ministry of Urban Development is responsible for implementing the Smart City Mission in collaboration with the state government. So, Ministry of Urban Development along with the state government. Okay. The purpose is to promote cities that will provide core infrastructure and give a decent quality of life to all its citizens, a clean and sustainable environment, and application of smart solutions. So this is the purpose of Smart City Mission. First one is to provide core infrastructural facilities. The most important infrastructural facilities or the core infrastructure facilities. Second one, decent quality of life, that is well-being of the citizens, and a clean and sustainable environment. So clean and sustainable environment and application of smart solutions. So these are the four components of Smart City Mission. First one, core infrastructure. Second one, quality of life. Third one, sustainable environment. And fourth is smart solutions. Okay. Next one is Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. We will try to finish this module today itself so that we can take up the questions and the research methodology also. So next is Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. It's an insurance scheme. So it's basically an insurance scheme offering life insurance cover for death due to any reason. So it's an insurance scheme offering life insurance cover for death due to any reason. So this is a life insurance. Yesterday we spoke about the accidental insurance, which is Suraksha Bima Yojana. This is Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. So from this term Jeevan, it means life. So Jeevan means life. So this is a life insurance scheme. Now we discussed about Suraksha Bima Yojana. Suraksha Bima Yojana is accidental cover. So insurance for accidental cover. Okay. So insurance scheme offering life insurance cover for death due to any reason. Due to any reason. Okay. Not just accident, but any reason. It is administered through the LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, and other life insurance companies willing to offer the product on similar terms with necessary approvals and tie-ups with the banks for this purpose. So it is administered through LIC and other life insurance companies. Now, account holders in the age group of 18 to 50 years in participating banks will be entitled to join. Now, who can join or who is eligible? So, account holders in the age group of 18 to 50 years. In those participating banks, that is those who are, it means that it's not compulsory for all banks to provide this facility, but those participating banks. So there may be many banks, commercial banks, which are participating in Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. So those participating banks, those account holders in those banks will be entitled to join, and the age limit is 18 to 50 years. So between this age, anybody can join. Next is Hriday scheme, which is National Heritage City Development and Augmentation Yojana. This is Hriday scheme. Okay. So the aim is to preserve and revitalize the soul and unique character of the heritage cities of India. So to preserve the heritage cities. So the purpose is to preserve and revitalize the character of the heritage cities. Heritage cities will have some unique character. So preserving them is the purpose of the scheme. It is implemented by the Ministry of Urban Development for 12 cities. So in case of 12 cities, the Ministry of urban development will implement this. And which are these 12 cities? So these 12 cities are the heritage cities. So this is only in the first phase, but later more cities will be added. So in the first phase, 12 cities that comes under the Hriday scheme, they are, first one is Amravati in Andhra Pradesh. So Amravati in Andhra Pradesh, Gaya, Bodh Gaya or Gaya in Bihar, Dwarka in Gujarat, Badami in Karnataka, now Puri in Odisha, Amritsar in Punjab, Ajmer in Rajasthan, Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu, Velanganni in Tamil Nadu, now Warangal in Telangana, Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, and Mathura in Uttar Pradesh. Now, can someone tell me why these cities are the heritage cities, or what is the speciality of these cities? What is the uniqueness, not speciality, uniqueness of these cities? Can someone tell me? So, anybody? Can someone tell me of any city, at least one city, can someone tell me? Puvidi, I am also in Kanchipuram, temple city. Yes, Kanchipuram is the temple city. Yes, it's a very beautiful city. I have been there, Puvidi. It's a very beautiful city. It's a kind of, when we are in Kanchipuram, it's kind of like we feel very relaxed. It's very good. I personally love the city. It's a temple city. Then any other place, somebody else, maybe you are from different places. So can somebody tell me? So anything, any of these 12, can somebody relate at least what is the uniqueness of those cities? So one we got it. So first one, not first one, actually one is Kanchipuram. So Kanchipuram is the temple city. Okay, no comments. Why? I need you all to answer. Yeah, so many are historical. Yes, basically this Hriday scheme, they are related to some religious places and all. So you can connect it that way also. So if we take the example of Amravati again, then Gaya is related to Buddhism, both Gaya, Buddhism, Dwarka, Badami in Karnataka is again very, very important. Badami, why? It is again related to Buddhism and all. Then Puri is also a very famous Puri Jagannath temple is there in Odisha. So Jagannath temple. So Puri Jagannath temple is there in Odisha. Then we have Amritsar also, it's very important for Sikhs. Then Ajmer in Rajasthan, again it's a religious place. Kanchipuram, the temple city. Then Velanganni is very famous for the church of Mother Mary. There is a shrine of Mother Mary. For Christians, it's a very important place. It's a religious place. I think apart from Christians, many other religion also comes there. So I have been there many times. Again, it's very close to the beach and all, so it's a very good experience there. Warangal, Varanasi again, Mathura, the birthplace of Krishna. So yeah. Now, Rani, to maintain our history related area for future purpose. That is the main purpose of Hriday scheme. So Hriday scheme is to preserve our culture, our identity, our history for the future generation. So that is the purpose of Hriday scheme. Okay. Next one is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So what is meant by Awas? Awas means it's gar or home, house. Okay, house. Awas is house. So Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is related to construction of houses. Okay, it provides central assistance to urban local bodies. So Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, it provides assistance to the urban local bodies. Urban local bodies are the municipalities and the municipal corporations. So it provides central assistance to urban local bodies in situ rehabilitation of existing slum dwellers. What is meant by in situ rehabilitation? Suppose this is a slum area. So this area or this land belongs to them, and they might be having slum small houses. Now, so in situ means constructing new houses in the same site. What is the problem? Why they are not constructing in a different site? Because most of the time we have seen that whenever the slum dwellers, whenever the government is planning to rehabilitate the slum dwellers to another place, there is an emotional attachment they have, a connection, emotional connection they have with the place. So it's always better to have an in situ rehabilitation, to maintain the same location but constructing pakka houses or better houses in the same place. So Awas Yojana provides in situ rehabilitation of existing slum dwellers using land as a resource through private participation. This is the purpose of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So here the land will be maintained like that only. Otherwise these slum dwellers, they have an emotional connect with the place. Most of the times they will not be willing to mobilize themselves from the place. So government has introduced the scheme where the new houses will be constructed in the same place. That is in situ rehabilitation. It's a credit-linked subsidy with affordable housing in partnership. Now, subsidy will be given for beneficiary-led individual house construction. So, it's a subsidy scheme. Subsidy will be provided for construction of houses. Okay. Now we have, let me see if I can finish it today or not. 1, 2, Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Shyam Prasad Mukherjee. Okay, 4 more is there. I think we will finish it today itself. Otherwise, Arjun is asking me, Life Mission and PMAY are different. Yes, PMAY and Life Mission are different. I'll tell you what is the difference. Okay, I'll tell you about the Life Mission also. Now, next is Prasad scheme. Prasad scheme is Pilgrimage Rejuvenation and Spiritual Augmentation Drive. So this is related exclusively to pilgrimages. Now we have seen in case of Hriday is not just related to pilgrimages but to maintain or to preserve the culture and the history. So Prasad scheme is related to pilgrimages. So Pilgrimage Rejuvenation and Spiritual Augmentation Drive. So this is a national mission on pilgrimage, rejuvenation and spiritual augmentation. The implementation is done by the Ministry of Tourism Ministry. Now, here we will see that here also 12 cities are identified in the first phase, and here we will see there is an overlap. Okay, overlap in the sense that many cities which are already covered under the Hriday scheme, they are again included in the Prasad scheme. Now we have seen that in case of Hriday scheme, there were many places, many heritage sites which are religious sites or spiritual or religious related sites. So that is why there is an overlap. Okay. So 12 cities are identified in the first phase. First one is Amravati. Again, this has an overlap. Okay. I'll put a star for those cities or those places which has an overlap. Second is Gaya in Bihar. Again, an overlap is there. It was there in the Hriday scheme also. Third is Dwarka. Again, there is an overlap. Dwarka. Fourth is Amritsar in Punjab. So this is again there is a overlap. Then Ajmer in Rajasthan. Again, overlap is there. Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu. Overlap is there. Velankanni in Tamil Nadu. Again, an overlap. Varanasi. Again, Puri in Odisha. Then Mathura in Uttar Pradesh. Now, there are only 2 places which are not included in Hriday scheme. That is Kedarnath in Uttarakhand and Kamakya in Assam. So, Kamakya in Assam and Kedarnath. These 2 places, please do remember. Uttarakhand, Kedarnath in Uttarakhand, and also we have the Kamakya in Assam. Okay, so this is Prasad scheme. Next we have Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana. So Adarsh Gram means model village. Okay, so Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana means development of model villages. Now this is initiated to bring the member of parliament, that is MPs of all political parties under the same umbrella, while taking the responsibility of developing physical and institutional infrastructure in villages and turn them into model village. So here the scheme is implemented by the MPs, the members of the parliament. The MPs will be implementing the scheme, and the purpose of the scheme is to create model villages. Okay, model villages. Each member of parliament needs to choose one village each from the constituency that they represent. So every member of parliament will have to choose one village from their constituency to convert it into a model village. Now, in case of Lok Sabha, it is possible. In case of Rajya Sabha, the members are not elected from a constituency but from a state. So, what happens? The members can choose any village from the state. And in case of the nominated members of Rajya Sabha, they are nominated and they do not represent any states. So, what happens? They can choose any village from the country. So, this is how Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana is implemented, and the purpose is to develop the model villages. Next is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. I am sure all of you must have heard about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. It was started from 2014 October 2nd. So tomorrow is again another October 2nd where we celebrate the Gandhi Jayanti, the birth anniversary of our father of our nation. So Gandhi Jayanti. Because Gandhiji himself had given so much of importance to cleanliness, he was the one who said cleanliness is next to godliness. Okay, so that is why this was launched on his birth anniversary. So the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, it's again a national campaign like the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. So it's a campaign launched by the government of India which covers 4,041 statutory cities and towns to clean the streets, roads and infrastructure of the country. It is India's biggest ever cleanliness drive, and 3 million government employees and school and college students of India has participated in this event. Okay, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Next is Shyam Prasad Mukherjee. It's not urban. There is a small mistake. It's actually Rurban. Okay, I'll just correct it. It's not urban. Rurban Mission. Okay. Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Rurban Mission. The aim is to develop rural growth clusters which have the latent potential for growth. So, to develop the rural areas. Now, from the term what we can understand is Rurban. That means providing the same facilities in rural areas which are available in the urban areas. So, the aim is to provide the facilities available in the urban area to the rural areas as well. Okay. Then this rural clusters would be developed by provisioning economic activities, developing skills and local entrepreneurship and providing infrastructural amenities. So, it's nothing but providing urban amenities in rural areas, or what is called Pura. So Pura, it's kind of Pura, it's not actually Pura. So Pura was the brainchild of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, our former president. So this is modeled on Pura, we can say. Not exactly Pura, but it is modeled on Pura to provide the urban amenities in the rural areas as well. And it develops a cluster of smart villages. So Rurban Mission, or Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Rurban Mission. This is the purpose. Okay, so this is all. With that, we have completed successfully the Unit 10. So, Unit 9 is done, Unit 10 is done. Where is Lipika today? Lipika was asking me yesterday whether we will complete the Unit 10 before exam. So, it's done. Unit 10 and 9 is done. Now, we will move on to Unit 2. But before that, I want to discuss the previous year questions also. Then we will move on to Unit 2. I was actually planning to take up Unit 2 and then previous year questions. But most of the students and also from DigiiMento team also, the suggestion was to go for previous year questions. So, I am going for previous year questions from tomorrow. So, tomorrow onwards, we will be discussing the previous year questions of this unit. Okay, Unit 10. Okay. Then, after that, we will complete research methodology. Don't worry, we will do that. Manish is asking me what is Pura. Pura is providing urban amenities in rural areas. So, this was a brainchild of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, where he said that the urban amenities, in urban area there are more infrastructure. So, the same infrastructure should be provided in rural areas as well. So, that is Pura. Okay. So, that is all. I think we will wind up here for now, for today. I'll meet you again tomorrow. So, be prepared. Please do revise this unit in entirety. So, please do revise it fully before you come for the class tomorrow, because tomorrow we are doing the mock test, not mock test, previous year test. So to answer them, you have to be very much familiar with the topics and whatever we have studied. So please do revise very well, and I'll meet you at 8 o'clock tomorrow, 8 p.m. So be prepared. All the very best. I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay. Thank you everyone and take care. Good night. Bye-bye.